many of us, we've only watched their films on the big screen, but today we've had the privilege of actually having them, interviewing them, and meeting the biggest faces of the southern film industry. Joining us right now, renowned filmmaker Chidambaram. Remember, of course, Manjumal Boys at the time that it came out was a film that had sent shockwaves down the spines of many, that made many of us watch the film as we gripped on to the edge of the seat. Many of us had goosebumps, taking it across to the filmmaker himself. Sir, first of all, heartiest congratulations on all of the nominations that Manjumal Boys has got for tomorrow's awards. I'm going to jump right to it. How excited are you?
I'm very excited, thank you. And this is my first film fair, and I'm looking forward to it. Very happy to be here.
Okay. I want to ask you, Manjumal Boys is one film that, at least during 2024, went on to leave many people thinking that, there is still hope in cinema. It's something that came out that quite literally broke many records in its own way. I want to ask you, how confident are you? Because there are, of course, nominations tomorrow. There are many other films as well, very critically acclaimed films made by very critically acclaimed people as well. How confident are you?
Rather than being confident, I'm very happy, and all the films with the nominations are all great films. Malayalam had a very great year. The 2024 was a very great for Malayalam. So I don't know, I'm very excited. I'm confident also. Let's see what we will get. Anyways, the film, people have accepted it, and or awards or all, anything is bonus. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. I have to ask you, for any filmmaker, particularly younger filmmakers who are, competing with the biggest names in the industry, it's always very comfortable when you see the kind of responses that audiences are giving you to your film. Are you happy with the kind of responses that the film has received? Pan-India, we're seeing the way people, right from north all the way till Kanyakumari have reacted to the film.
Of course, I'm very, very happy, and of course, more than that, very grateful for all the people who saw the film without any language barrier and connected to the real emotions, because when the emotion is connected, the language doesn't become a problem. And thank you all for watching, all over India, everyone took the film because they connected to it. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us on Times Now, and the very best to you and your entire team for tomorrow. At the 70th South Filmfare Awards here in Kerala, of course, it's all-time excitement at its all-time high. We've got several filmmakers today at the Filmmakers Meet. Joining us right now, Ashwini Iyer Tiwari, someone who had once mentioned in one of her interviews how much Filmfare really means to her. So we're going to reignite those memories. I beg your pardon, ma'am. I want to ask you, being at the Filmfare, seeing biggest faces of the industry, I want to ask you, how much does this really mean to you? At one point, of course, you also won an award for the best director for your film. I want to ask you, how much does this really mean to you?
I won the debut Filmfare Award for Nilpate Sannata, and the following year I won the best director for Bareli Ki Barfi. For me, both these awards mean a lot, and I think it was one of the few awards in 2 consecutive years. I always tell Jitesh this, that it's such an honor for me, and I just feel humbly proud and have a lot of gratitude. For me, getting the debut award and seeing my mom dancing away getting for that award was a sense of validation that I took the right decision to tell the stories I needed to. Maybe I was born to tell those stories, and that's my purpose. And Filmfare has always given me that validation. It just brings a lot of smile every time I see that video where I see my mom dancing, and you can go back to seeing that. She's wearing a yellow and black sari, Kanjivaram sari, and you can see her dancing, and you can see a slight tears in Nitesh's eyes, who also happens to be my husband. And that, I think, means a lot to me. And also that was a year where I got Best Debut Director for Nilpate Sannata, and Nitesh got Best Director for Dangal. So it was like a double whammy for us, and a celebration that each of us here are just doing something which we ought to do. And thank you, Filmfare. Thank you, Jitesh Pillai. Thank you, all of you all, being a part to just give us validation and just make us feel that we can be the storytellers who can inspire and aspire a whole generation.
I thought I'll limit it to one question, but something you said was just the sweetest thing that I've really heard, how it was a double whammy here for both you and your husband. I have to ask you, for women today particularly, at least in the film industry, it's it's an open fact, it's been viewed as a male-dominated industry for many, many years. But, young filmmakers like you, debutantes, are somewhere going on to, break that reel, if we could call it that. I want to ask you, your inspiration for all of your films, where do you really draw it from? Because, for every film, it is essentially the director who's the backbone, who's the spine, who's of course at the receiving end of both the bouquets and the brickbats, however well or badly a film does. Where is it that, you really find your grounding when you're thinking or ideating for your films?
I think my grounding comes from the sheer fact that I was born in a place where I could see real people around me all the time, and I could see their experiences. And for me, 11 years back, when I left advertising and got into filmmaking, I think I was one of the few filmmakers as women who were like getting out. And for me to tell the story of Nilbate Sannata was very important, is because I just felt that education, especially for girls and especially for women to thrive, was very important. And through my gut, I wanted to tell a story. And I just feel that you just have to be more empathizing with the fact that there are stories around you. You need to look around, you need to travel a bit more, you need to keep your eyes and ears open, and always there will be a story out there which will lead your voice.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, that's right. We're in Kerala. The 70th Filmfare Awards underway, of course, with the Filmmakers Meet also ongoing right now. Joining us right now, our filmmaker Kristi Tomi. Of course, several nominations that the film Ullurika has also got for the Filmfare. Sir, heartiest congratulations for all of the nominations that Ullurika has made it to the Filmfare. I want to ask you, how excited are you for tomorrow?
First of all, thank you so much. It's a privilege for the film to be nominated for so many categories. Also, it's my debut fiction feature film, and Filmfare is something while growing up we all look up to, and you see all the stars and many directors that look up to winning it over several years, and now finally to come here with your own film is a great feeling. And I've been part of the Filmfare in Bombay in the OTT section, where my film Karayan Cyanide was nominated.
Right.
But I think this is a special feeling because there are so many from the film industry in Kerala here, and so it's all friends and family. And also my two lead actors, Parvati Thiruvoth and Urush Chechi, are being nominated. So so they are going to be there tomorrow. So being together with them on this platform is just it's just superb feeling.
Okay. My next question to you is something that we ask all filmmakers, since it's essentially the filmmakers who are the spine, who are the backbone, who are at the receiving end, whether it's bouquets, brickbats, good things to say, bad things to say, however the audiences take the films. Where do you draw your inspiration for your films from? This film, of course, particularly you said, your fiction film. Fiction also, again, is a genre which, we see, particularly as far as Malayalam industry is concerned, it's a very competitive one, if you would agree. Where did you draw the inspiration for your film from, sir?
So my film is about a family that is stuck in a house waiting for the floods to subside to do a funeral. So this is something that has happened in my own family. I come from a place called Kutanad, which gets flooded every year. So during one of those floods in 2005, my grandfather passed away, and we had to wait with his body in the flooded house for 8-9 days without knowing when we could do the funeral. Because for the Christian funeral, we had to bury the ground, and we couldn't do that because the place was flooded. So that image of family waiting in a house to do the funeral of a dear one kind of stayed with me for like long time. And when I wanted to make my first film, I wanted it to be something very personal, and this is what automatically came to my mind.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and congratulations again. The best faces of the industry. Joining us right now, Tamil filmmaker Prem Kumar sir. First of all, heartiest congratulations. We're seeing multiple nominations, multiple categories. How excited are you for tomorrow's Filmfare for your film, Megalagan?
In fact, I couldn't believe, so I had to reassure it's the same Filmfare for which they give the Black Lady. So I'm very excited, and probably only when I get into the award function, I'll believe yes, I'm there for the Filmfare.
Okay. So I have to ask you, Malayalam industry has often dominated, and in the past also we've seen, whether it's Sandalwood, whether, it's Collywood, Tollywood, there's been a lot of competition. Your film having been nominated 4 different categories, you said. How much does it mean to you really as a filmmaker?
See, throughout India, we love Malayalam film industry, and I'm sure it will continue to dominate. Because not just because of the filmmakers, it's also because of the audience. It's the people's mindset actually. The Kerala people, they have been appreciating good movies all along since my childhood. I'm saying, so that has never changed. So even the quality of films Malayalam makes, it will never change. It will keep improving.
Okay.
But I'm very happy that in spite of that, my movie has taken its place. So I'm very, very happy.
Okay. One question, sir, that we've been asking all filmmakers today, whomever we've been speaking to, is, it is the filmmaker who's the backbone, who's the spine of the film, who's, quite literally the powerhouse where the ideation comes from. And it's the filmmaker is the person who drives the entire team together. I want to ask you, for your films, sir, where did you draw the inspiration from?
From my real life, actually. Because in Mayadagan, the first flashback, what you get for like the first 15-20 minutes, that has really happened to me. So from that, I derived the idea and then I fictionalized it. Though, as you rightly said, that's the backbone of the movie. But unless an actor, especially the lead actors, they agree to do, or unless they, see through that story, it doesn't become a movie. It's going to be left as a literature. And recently I published the book also. That would have been the fate of that story. But making it as a movie, it has reached everyone.
Okay.
So it is them, I would say.
Okay.
It's the lead actors, it's their vision to make this book as a, because I gave the novel to read. And it is, I would give the credit to the lead actors, Karthi and Arun Swami.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us on Times Now, and wishing you the very best, of course, for the film fair.